Clash Royale is at an all-time peak right now in terms of revenue, in terms of new players and existing players coming back to the game. But is the game really that good right now? Let's dive in. Now, before I start, I want to make sure that it's clear that nothing I say is pushed or sponsored by Supercell. Nothing I'm saying is me, looking over my shoulder at Rick C. Official, hoping he doesn't take my code away for saying. You could say whatever you want. And I'm sure maybe that has repercussions, but you are allowed to say whatever you want, and there's not repercussions for talking bad about the state of the game. Now, that being said, I don't plan to spend this video just ratting on the state of the game. I'm just giving my honest opinion, but I want you to know that this is my, actual vision of the game. It's not me being pushed by anybody, or it's not me looking to, get glazed by Supercell. It's not me looking for Supercell's approval or to glaze Supercell. None of that matters. It's just my honest opinion on the state of the game. Now, I think we need to start with Jinxy reviving the game. Now, this is a thing that a lot of people have said, Jinxy came back and revived the game, and I feel like he played a massive part in reviving the game. Maybe not directly in a lot of ways, but him coming back to the game indirectly helps the game as well as directly help the game. Because, of course, a big, massive content creator like him, great content creator, actually sticking with the game, actually playing the game, giving it the exposure it needs. When I say he indirectly affected the game, I mean that Jinxy making Clash Royale stuff popular, specifically content, allows other people's content to become more popular as well. Think Clash Royale memes. A year ago, were you seeing Clash Royale memes on the timeline? They don't have to be by Jinxy, right? They don't have to be Jinxy's clips, even though they can go crazy viral, right? You see people's clips, just memes of Clash Royale coming back to the game. And every time somebody sees that may not play Clash Royale, but may still, have played it in the past and quit because of how god-awful it was back then, you see that it's the influence, and it's like, hey, maybe I should try this game again. Why is this getting so much popular? Or so much popularity? Why are there Clash Royale stuff all over my feed? You know what? I may try the game again. And people have, put a lot of the share of Jinxy on that. I feel like Clash Royale has done a really good job as well at making the newer player experience better. That being said, the free-to-play experience is still a nightmare, and it has to be a nightmare, in my opinion, for the revenue of the game to work. We'll delve into the revenue in a bit, but the new player experience has gotten miles better, because let me tell you, back in 2021, I would be, playing, making content on the game. My friends would be like, oh, wow, you stream, that's cute. You know what, I'll try out the Clash Royale game too. And it's like, yeah, you know what, I like this game. For the first 7 days, you hit 5,000 trophies, you instantly face Ezekiel and his stepdad, who have been at 5,300 trophies for 8 years with a full max 4.3 Mega Knight cycle deck. And you just get absolutely pummeled into the ground over and over and over and over and over again until you quit the game. Because one, I'm not going to spend $200 to upgrade my damn deck. And two, it's not fun. It's not fun. Even if I had levels, it's not fun. So that's a big problem that I think they have a lot of the time solved. There's obviously still a crazy free-to-play crisis going on. I think they can increase progression. I think, I don't know exactly how it works, but if the game is making this much money, maybe they'll be a little more lenient at, adding better progression to the game. I'm not sure it directly works like that, but yeah, it's gotten so much better. The new player experience has gotten so much better. They're better at retaining people. It's more appealing to play the game now, and the newer players can play for longer without having to experience that crazy drop-off, given there's new level caps, there's new situations just to make it so that it's less common to face just brutally over-leveled people, and it's more, appealing to spend a little bit of money on the game. Maybe here or there, just level up this card, maybe give me a better fighting chance. It's more appealing now to spend a little bit of money than it has been in the past. But yes, of course, Jinxy played a huge part in reviving the game, and I feel like Jinxy's tentacles, yeah, okay, you gotta hear me out, are a large part of what happened to make the game better. Because people say, oh, Jinxy revived the game. I feel like you have to dive in a little bit deeper than that. That's surface level. Jinxy coming back to the game ultimately revives the game, paired with, some newer player experience stuff. But it's not just Jinxy. It's people that are playing the game never heard of Jinxy. There's a lot of people that never heard of Jinxy. You might think that's crazy if you watch content, right? And you're like, how the hell do you not know who Jinxy is? They don't watch the content, right? They just play the game. There's a lot of people that play the game for... Well, actually, I'll bring up this point later. With the Jinxy thing, he makes Clash Royale popular, right? He's getting crazy views on his clips, crazy views on his streams. I decided to go make videos on the game, make streams on the game. Mine start doing good, the views start getting better. I start making more content. Somebody starts doing it because of me. You know, it's like a chain reaction type thing. And then, you know, Clash Royale clips, I think, are a big, you know, indication of how the game's doing. You got hundreds of thousands of likes on Clash Royale memes, Clash Royale clips, Clash Royale videos that don't necessarily have to do with Jinxy, but started maybe possibly because of him coming back and reviving the game. So ultimately, you have a much better content sphere with a lot of people that are like seeing Clash Royale clips and are like, okay, you know what? I used to play this game. Why don't I give it another chance? Everyone seems to be playing this game. Oh, what's this new feature? Stuff like that. It's all because of one thing that happened, Jinxy. So maybe not Jinxy's not directly impacting this, but him coming back to the game has made content better for everyone, which, if a game has good content on it, is going to make the game do well. I don't think there's ever a game that has good views on content that just is doing terribly. Like, usually games that are doing bad have that's directly affected in the content. But with that being said, I mean, there's a thing with the game that a lot of people experience if you watch content creators or you play for a long time, because the majority of players, I'd say, aren't people that play the game competitively or play the game for that long of a period of time. The reason Clash Royale remains after 10 years or 9-10 years so popular and so unique is it's just so easy to play. Like, it's easy, it's really accessible is the right word. It's not like, you know, Fortnite 30 minutes a game or Valorant 40 minutes a game. You know, you got to set up, got to have a good PC, got to have an Xbox. Everyone has a phone. Everyone has a phone, and the games take 3 minutes. You whip out the phone, you play a game of Clash Royale. Don't matter if you're on the toilet, if you're on the bus seat, you're in the middle of third to fourth period, you're playing with your friends. It's easy, it's accessible. You can play with people. It's very, very simple. It's accessible, and a lot of the people don't necessarily starve away at the meta, grind away at the meta. It's just something on your phone when you're bored or when you're not doing anything to just play. Just sit down and play. And I feel like people don't really understand that when they say that the meta sucks, the game's not doing good. This is where I'm scared because I don't have direct data, but in my head, I see all the people complaining about the thing because, you know, in my opinion, a loud minority of people complain about the meta, and rightfully so, right? The meta is horrible. We've had 3 of the worst metas in the last like 6 to 8 months that have, you know, ever been played, and maybe that's arguable, but the metas have been awful. Evil Furnace, Evil Witch, God. It's Spirit Empress, Vines, Hello Lock with the Vines. It's horrible. It's really bad. And weird thing about it is the game is flourishing. And, you know, the game is doing better than ever. And every month it's getting more and more money. And it's like the metas are getting worse and worse. So how the hell is it getting I mean, it can't solely be because, you know, people are buying the Vine spell. They're not making $80 million a month because people buying the Vine spell. Like, that's not how it is. The game is so flourishing, so popular, even through some of the worst metas. It just really makes me sit and reflect, how much do the metas actually affect the majority of the player base? With that being said, I mean, it's just a good question to bring up because the game, I would have to see how it continues to do. I doubt it can continue to get better from here, but I'd like to see it continue to at least stay at the same pace because Clash Royale hasn't really, this is another thing, I don't know how they would show this, but they haven't necessarily shown that the game's doing better, we're putting more effort into it. It's been the same. The balances suck. I mean, the balances recently were really, really good, but we shouldn't have to have 36 nerfs because you keep breaking cards on release. But that brings up another tangent, or another dilemma, I guess I'd say. Elite levels. They have to make money. Okay, the best way to make money right now is New Broken Evolution. People see New Broken Evolution. People buy New Broken Evolution. Can't win. Okay, I'm not saying you can't win without the Broken Evolution, but usually you have a very high chance of winning when you have the evolution compared to when you don't. So it's in your advantage to buy it before, you know, you get your free Evo shards. Because you'll take 3 months to get your free Evo shards, and you'll get the Evo, right? That's not a terribly long period of time for a lot of people. Sometimes it's 2 months, depending on what events they run. Problem is, it gets nerfed. So you're in an advantage in the game. You'll have more fun winning, I promise. You'll win more, you'll have more fun if you buy our evolution. And it's like, okay, I'll just go ahead and buy the evolution. Or I won't buy the evolution, the experience sucks. Does that affect the majority of players? Or is that just the fact that we're the ones that are discussing with each other and making noise? And with that being said, they should be catering to us, right? But at the same time, I kind of get it, like, appealing to casuals. But who are the casuals? Are there really that many people who are just playing the game for 10 minutes a day? right? And how much does the meta affect them? Does the meta affect them at all? It might not. I mean, because there's a lot of people who don't get affected by the meta, right? And I maybe don't see that because I'm always on, streaming on top ladder, making videos in Ultimate Champion, ranked mode and stuff. So the meta directly affects me. So when I see a horrible meta, it directly affects me and I hate it. And I feel like that affects the majority of players that like watch the content and stuff. But is that the people that Supercell are really targeting it after? Because if so, then, they think they do something better about it. But we've had this cycle of horrible Evos for the balancing of the game being released over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, at this point, the game's flourishing. So is it flourishing like in spite of this, or is this not as big of a deal as we think? That's a lot to take in, but I feel like the content updates of the game are really, really good. Like, regardless of how broken the Evos are and how stupid it is that we need to buy the new broken Evo every season, it feels refreshing. It never the game only gets stale because of it's kind of a double-edged sword. The game isn't stale because of brand new evolutions that are brand new content that spice up the game every month. They add a new card. I don't really care about the new card. Every new card they add is either just, okay, I'm sorry, retarded, or just like dead. Like the Berserker. Okay, we overbuffed Berserker to shit, and now she's great, right? And then we have to nerf her again, because the card concept wasn't a good idea in the first place. The Vine spell. Oh, hell, why are we making a Vine spell? This is stupid. This is stupid. And it makes the money. Okay, I get it. It makes the money. That's a horrible addition to the game. The Void is a horrible addition to the game. The Goblin Demolisher. Nobody plays the Goblin Demolisher. The Suspicious Bush. The Suspicious Bush got buffed 5 times. Like, that's why it's good. It's not even that good. And what other new cards are there? There's so many. I don't even remember. They're so forgettable. I don't even remember. What other new cards are there? The Rune Giant. When's the last time you saw a goddamn Rune Giant, dude? Like, the new cards got to go. And I feel like they noticed that, and I think they got to go. And I mean, the new Evos, great, wonderful, because new Evos every month means they're getting paid and they don't have to add new levels. Because if they had to add new levels, the game would be dead. I'm sorry. Elite leveling needs to be hard to get to because they will never add another level. Since they don't want to add another level, that's really good for us because we don't have to worry about it. So in return, it's going to be harder to level up, but they're not going to really ease the progression that much, because if they never plan on adding another level before it's, a long-term vision of the game, people are going to be really maxed out and there's nothing more to progress, and that's a lot of their revenue taken away. So I sort of understand where they're coming from that. But I mean, the meta that only gets really stale when you play the game over and over and over and over again, right? And then to me, the game gets stale. But does the game get stale to the majority of players? Because they probably don't play as long as I do. There's people who play, the game religiously, like 2 hours a day or something like that. But I feel like that doesn't make up the majority of the player base. So I feel like the game, I'm a little worried about the game's state, the meta, right? The meta is what worries me. If it's an unbearable, unenjoyable cesspool of a meta, then I don't like, that scares me. It scares me for the state of the game, because the state of the game directly affects how my content's doing. But the game has been flourishing regardless of these metas. So I don't really know what to say. I think the state of the game is really good right now, as shown, reflected by that. But I would think it wouldn't be good because of how broken the cards are. But we do this every month, and we continue to play the game. We continue to complain about the game. We continue to play the game. State of Clash Royale, I feel like they need to probably keep continuing how they're doing with I've got to give them a little bit of credit. They've done a ton for the new season shop. I don't miss it at all. I don't miss the season shop at all. All the free rewards they've been giving us with the lucky drops, with the cosmetics are kind of nice. Every once in a while, there's really nice cosmetic, right? The emotes, you can get anything out of the lucky drops. It feels a lot more refreshing. It feels like I am definitely getting rewards. And, I feel like I'd appreciate it a lot more if I was somebody who actually needed the rewards. I don't really, but I end up getting crap tons of rewards from stuff that I don't end up using. But I would feel really good if I was a, free-to-play player or somebody like that. Yeah, I mean, let me know what you think of your state in the game right now. I think it's good. I think it's really good. I think the stats back up how it actually is. But I feel like the meta is just, that whole thing, I kind of discussed it. It kind of confuses me a little bit. But I feel like the game's headed in a good direction, as long as they continue to balance the best that they can, maybe get more involved with the community, continue good content updates, and, just head in the right direction. We haven't really had a horrible update this year, so that's a good thing. Fix the damn bugs, and run more, fix the Fix the damn global tournaments, man. Run more 2v2s, run more retro royales, run more global tournaments, man. Just spice up the game a little bit. I'm not going to bring this up, but very, very scared about the code for the game. There's way too much shit going on with the code, bro. What do you mean we've had a technical difficulty not allowing us to do GTs for 5 months? But whatever. Well, you know what? I trust that they know what they're doing. I pray that they know what they're doing. And I'm going to continue to deliver good content. And I hope, or I will try and keep delivering good content. And, yeah, Clash Royale, I think it's in a good spot. I think they got work to do for sure. But good direction they're headed in. Shout out to Jinxy.